What is up, people of YouTube? I'm your host Vernon. This is Tool Springs. Let's fish that. Alright, ladies and gents, if you quite regularly watch my videos, you will know that I sometimes do videos of the local fishing spots, maybe try out some new rigs or some new lures, and sometimes it's about the search for that new species for my life list. But there's always a reason behind my videos. But every once in a while you'll find a video like this one. It's something that doesn't quite fit into any of those categories. And to explain why I have these videos, you kind of first need to understand my reasoning behind these videos. For instance, this video was not planned to be here at Floyd Park. The scheduled or planned video was actually to go down to Willow Beach to try and find some big trout, and this happened. And finally we have one on little power baits. This is on some garlic power baits, and he broke off. Problem with fishing around a pole like this, if you get stuck, it's going to break off. Alright guys, swapped over to some topwater flies on a spinning rod, and once again the fish pops off. That's now the second guy we got that came loose, but at least we're getting some bites, some big nice fish, but we're just not having them stay on the hooks. I am also using barbless hooks, meaning I should keep the pressure on them. If I let go of the pressure at all, they tend to spit out the hook. Now I've actually never caught some trout there at Willow Beach. So any one of those two fish would have been my first trout for Willow Beach, and after losing that second big fish, I kind of rage quit, saying to myself, I'm not going to make a video out there. Now, to be honest, I wasn't that disappointed about not catching the trout. What got to me was the fact that I had no good footage to put in a video, and that kind of brings me to why I'm out here today. Now, having this thing where I focus solely on the video, I kind of forget about why I'm out here in the first place. I mean, I'm out here to do some fishing. If I'm too focused on the videos, I forget that sometimes. And for that reason, we're out here today to just do some simple fishing and see if we can catch anything out there. Alright, so for today, for the start, I'm just going to be soaking some baits out there. On my one rod, I have my carp setup. That's just some corn out there, seeing if maybe there's some carp feeding. My second rod at the moment, I have some power baits. I'm just going to leave them out there soaking. We'll see if anything happens. If not, I'm going to change out to some lures and stuff. Alright, so why did I choose this specific spot for today's fishing? Well, it's quite simple. We're close to where they stock the trout. It's been 2 weeks since the last time they stocked any trout, so I was hoping maybe today, but I don't think they're going to be stocking today. But we are also near the deep part of the lake, thinking that most of the fish will head to the deep water to hide from all of the cormorants, and of course fish like the carp and everything will head into the deeper, warmer waters rather than coming up to the shallow, cold water. They head for the deep water. That's what I'm going to try out here. But of course, if the waters are that cold that they're in the deep water, they might not be wanting to feed. So we're going to try around here. If we don't get anything, we'll be moving around to see if we can find fish that are busy feeding. Alright, so it's now been a couple of hours. We had one hit or move on the little bobber there for the carp setup, but no bites as of yet. And same for the power baits. They've been soaking out there for a long time now with absolutely no bites. So I'm going to put away the power bait rod, and we're going to be moving around some lures. Alright, so I've now tried some baits, I've tried some lures. It's been something like 3 hours with absolutely no bites. Also not seeing any of the other fishermen catching anything. I spoke to a few people who said for the last couple of days the fishing has been very slow around. But I am seeing some of the cormorants catching fish here and there. That means the fish are around, but they're just not feeding at the moment. At the moment I've been seeing quite a lot of cormorants heading to the opposite side of the pond, going towards that little waterfall thing. Not as many swimming around here, so I'm thinking maybe that more of the fish are on that side of the pond than I'm thinking there is. So I'm thinking let's pack up our stuff, move to that side, try again. And of course, as soon as I get to this side of the pond, all the cormorants are on that side of the pond. I think we might have a little lure here in the water. Let's see if we can hook it. We got a little lipless crank and bluegill patterns. Alright guys, so why am I looking and talking about little cormorants? Well, quite simple. These fish are chasing the schools of fish around, but these guys seem to be quite confused. They're not chasing any fish, they seem to be not knowing where to go. For that reason, I made my way back over to the deep side, putting away the carp setup as well. Not going to try for any carp anymore. I think it's just too cold for that. So I'm rather going to focus on some trout tactics to see whether there are any trout in the deeper parts of this deep hole. Alright ladies and gents, after messing up down at Willow Beach, I thought maybe I should try coming here to Floyd Park, try for some of the stock trout around here. But after throwing around lots of power baits, lots of inline spinners, little drop shot, all sorts of things out there, I couldn't manage to get one single bite, which of course means it's a very skunky week for me. And it kind of just seems like some days the fish, they just don't want to bite. We know they're out here, but they won't go for any of my baits. But on the bright side, at least I got to spend a lovely day out here in the sun. And of course, I met quite a lot of my viewers and had some chats with them. So all in all, a pretty good day spent out here. Even though I didn't manage to catch any fish, it is good for me and for my soul just to have a good day out here. Alright guys, but I hope that when you make your way out here, you will at least catch some fish. If not, just have a good day out there. And I think on that note, we're going to call it. I think you know the drill by now. Please like, comment and subscribe. And I want to thank you guys for following me out here today. And like always, I'll see you next time.